Welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience, dishing out tips and tricks on mindset, money, marketing, and media for your life and business, and where we talk to women about how they found their sweet spot.
Hey, SuiteMates, welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience, where I bring you amazing guests and content in mindset, money, marketing, and media. I'm your host, Marsha Guerriere, and today's another Hot Topic Monday. I'm super excited to get into it today. On this day, January 17th, 2022, we observe the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. King was an influential civil rights leader, best known for his work on racial equality and ending racial segregation in the United States. His life and achievements are remembered and celebrated on this day, and I want to share with you some of the lessons Dr. King taught me. Here are 3 lessons I've learned from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lesson number 1. The number one thing that I learned, and I think most of you will agree, is to pursue your dreams. The most famous quote from his historic speech in 1963 is, "I have a dream," right? Anytime these words are uttered, we immediately draw to Dr. King and this historic day and the images that we continue to see repeated in history and shown in history. You know, dreams are the most powerful thing that a human being can have. Dreams can be the best motivator, but they also don't come without intentional action, without the work that it takes to make dreams come true. If you have a dream and your hope is not to have that dream fulfilled, then you're not dreaming, right? Many people let their dreams die because of fear of taking risks, fear of failure, and fear of success. So many women I know really don't pursue dreams with the velocity that most men do because sometimes they're truly scared to succeed. But Dr. King never let his fear stop him from achieving the goal of racial equality, even knowing that it may happen and it will very well, which it did, happen after his death. No matter what he feared, and what he feared most ultimately came true. And we all know that Dr. King was assassinated, and is a fear that he held on to, but he didn't let that stop him. It's the exact reason why I draw that inspiration. That's what I take from his I Have a Dream speech. That's what I remember most about Dr. King when I reflect on his life on this day, right? I won't give up my dream to help 10,000 women of color reach their dream of economic success by the end of 2023. It is my passion, it is my goal to ensure that women of color see themselves as great leaders, whether it is in their business or in their careers, working in the workforce. All right, the second thing I learned from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is to develop strategic partners. Y'all know me, I'm all about the strategic partnerships. Me and my ships, right? Relationships, partnerships, and all types of ships go sailing in the night. We know of the countless supporters that helped Dr. King carry out his mission, like John Lewis, Andrew Young, Hosea Williams, and most importantly, his wife, Coretta Scott King. But in his pursuit for equality, Dr. King, that he knew that alone the Black community could not succeed in affecting the type of global change he was looking for. So he linked arm with religious leaders of all faiths that shared in his mission and values for that very famous march in Selma on March 21st in 1965 to protect the blocking of Black Americans' right to vote. Dr. King, through this lesson, shows us that we can't just create ladders to success, right? But we must build bridges so that we can change the world. Whatever it is you dream, whatever it is you imagine, strategic partnerships will help you get there. We can't get to it alone, right? We need to develop the allyship and bring in, no matter what you are working on today, whether it is for women, men, people of color, non-people of color, Black women, Latina women, you know that the fastest way to achieve your goals is to link arms with others, right? I look forward to building more bridges with new partners that I built today. And I'm thankful for the many partnerships that I developed to ensure that women and girls get the resources they need. This past year, we were so fortunate to get sponsorship from companies like AT&T, from companies like National Grid, and from companies like Lane Bryant, that are really focused on women's fashion. These are the companies that we need to build strategic. And maybe it's not companies for you. Maybe there are other ways to build partnerships, and it's not necessarily corporations. But please, guys, take this lesson that I learned from watching and reading the history books about Dr. Martin Luther King. Develop strategic partners. The third and final thing that I learned from Dr. Martin Luther King is that you have to work hard and be the best at whatever you do. One of his very famous quotes that I could find was that no work is insignificant. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. Whatever your life's work is, do it well. I believe so wholeheartedly in this statement. It pushes me to do my very best at anything I put my mind to, whether it is personally or professionally. I know when I set a focus and a goal to achieve something that I know that I have to work hard at, and I use that same work ethic that Dr. King taught us in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve. Now, these are the three things that I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, I wanted to also mention in that statement when he says undertaken with painstaking excellence, excellence means the quality of being outstanding and extremely good. But when you add black excellence means someone who is Black, who portrays great qualities and abilities that make the Black community proud. I carry that badge with honor to make my ancestors, my community, Dr. King, and all those people that share in my vision and values proud of the work that I'm doing to advance women of color as leaders. I really think that these are three areas that are so important for every entrepreneur to kind of hone in on, to make sure that they not only achieve the dreams for their businesses and to one day be that outstanding unicorn. We keep talking about this unicorn that appears, and it's not just in the evaluation of dollars. It's really in the positive legacy that you are trying to build and create, and the wealth that you are trying to develop now for people of color, for underrepresented communities, by giving them the tools and the resources they need to advance. Dr. King exemplified the work that his life was intended to do on this earth. He knew that he had a greater purpose above God. He knew that by any means necessary, in another form, we know another leader that used that term, but for Dr. King, working hard building strategic partnerships, and pursuing his dreams with intention and action would be the only way he would see in his and his children's lifetime racial equality. Now, we have a long way to go. We're not at the finish line. By no means should we think that, we've achieved it all and there's no more work to be done. There's still work to be done. There's still, the pay gap, the gender pay gap that women have to continue to fight for. We are in the midst of discussing voter rights and suppression, which is so remarkable to believe that in this day and age, 2022, some of these same issues that Dr. King died for are still prevalent in our country. And however you decide to be an activist, however you decide to lead your community and your, with passion and be a leader, as long as you do the work, make your voice be heard and known, is how you can make your impact. It doesn't have to be huge and big. You don't have to reach for million of people. Just start where you are, in your home, with the 5 people you sit at dinner with. Then take that and go maybe in your community, whatever organizations you belong to locally. And then build upon that and start to network yourself in spaces so that you can reach across state lines, party lines, and build together to make this world a better place for each and every man, woman, and child, just as Dr. King would. Guys, you know how grateful I am and thankful that you listen in to me. I want you to share with me any lessons you've learned from Dr. King and what this day means to you. I'll be on LinkedIn. I will be on Twitter, listening and listening and reading other people's accounts of how Dr. Martin Luther King impacted their life. And I look forward to hearing what you all have to say. If you're not already a member of Her Sweet Spot, go to hersweetspot.com, click on the individuals link in our menu to learn more. As I end each show, until next time, when we empower each other, we all rise. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Her Sweet Spot Experience. Make sure to visit our website, www.hersweetspot.com. That's her, SUITE, spot.com, where you can become a member of our growing community and get great content for your life and business. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We are your strategic partners to grow your business.